What is up, FBG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So ever since I built my Raiden Shogun, when it comes to the talents, artifacts, weapon, and level, I've been getting some criticism about my Raiden Shogun's crit rate, and rightfully so. It's currently sitting at 40% per my last video, so I went back into the domain to see if I can get lucky and get some better artifacts so I can increase my crit rate to even out the crit rate crit damage ratio, so it'll be a little more even, so when I do damage it's a little more consistent. While doing that, I stumbled upon a team that I really enjoy, and I found this team on accident, not even thinking of how well it works together, but how it kinda pseudo fixes my crit rate problem, kind of, at least for the time being, until I get some better artifacts. Because let me tell you, I did those runs and it didn't work out. I had terrible luck, so I still need to do some more runs and get better RNG luck on that. Anyways, let me go ahead and show you the team I'm talking about, and I hope you enjoy. I do need to go into detail about the team and how it works because it's a little intricate if you don't know exactly what's going on. So I'm going to go over that and then we'll jump into some combat. So let's take a look at the team at this time. So it's a team of Ayaka, Ganyu, the Raiden Shogun, and Xingqiu. I stumbled upon this team by accident. Now, of course, you can switch Ayaka out and put Eula, and this team will probably perform even better. The reason why I have Ayaka is, first and foremost, I've just been wanting to use her more often. And secondly, I like Ayaka's mobility and I like just her synergy here. And I've been using Eula a ton, so I just wanted to switch it up. So I have Ayaka, but you could definitely replace her with Eula and this team will perform better. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the builds of each character that I have in the team, so that way you understand exactly what's going on build-wise, and then we'll talk about the intricacy of the team and then jump into some combat. So starting with my Raiden Shogun, nothing has changed here, and this is where you can see the crit rate at 40%, the crit damage at 160%. I tried different artifacts, I tried switching things around, but the ratio just didn't really add up and my energy recharge would dip down way too low for my liking. So I kept it the same. I haven't made any changes here, and once again, hopefully I can get better RNG on the artifacts, but I do have the Engulfing Lightning at level 90 just in case you missed my last video and you don't know my exact build on the Raiden Shogun. I do have the 4-piece emblem set. I have my constellation at C5 and my talents 13, 9, and 5. Artifacts, I have the energy recharge sands and I have the attack percent goblet. So everything remains the same with my Raiden Shogun. If we take a look at my Xingqiu, that's a character I'm working on. I'm getting him built up because I gotten some criticism about that as well. Once again, very warranted. But I do have him at level 60. We're working on that. I do have the R5 Sacrificial Sword at level 70. Working on that as well. Artifacts, I'm going with the 4-piece Noblesse because I just built him full support. I do have him at C6, and I have my talent 771. I actually improved that from my last video. It was lower than that. I think it was 4, 4, and 1, so I did get it to 771. Once again, work in progress with Xingqiu. I'm going to get him right like he should be. Now, moving over to my Ganyu, I do have at level 90. I have the Prototype Crescent at R2 at level 90 as well. I have the full 4-piece Wanderer Troop set, just a set that I like to build on her. Constellations, I have her at C2, and then the talents 9, 9, and 9. And here are her stats as well. 69% crit rate, 150% rounding up on the crit damage. A pretty nice ratio right there, 115% energy recharge. And I do have the cryo damage bonus on her as well at 47% rounding up. And then if we take a look at my Ayaka, level 80, I do have the R3 Black Sword on her, level 90, right? Yep. Artifacts, I'm going with the 2-piece, 4-piece Blizzard Strayer. I do have a C0, no constellations, and talent 7, 5, and 7. So Ayaka is definitely another character that's a work in progress as well. Now, why does this team work so well together, or why have I been having so much fun with this team? Well, first and foremost, this team has good support for my Raiden Shogun. Obviously, my Raiden Shogun, for me at least on this team, is being my main DPS. I can definitely utilize Ganyu if I need to, but I'm using Ganyu more in the supportive role because of her elemental skill. Being able to apply that taunt for me is very, very nice to keep enemies distracted if we're not going up against a large one that doesn't get distracted by the taunt. And then her AoE in her elemental burst is just extremely good for me because it applies the cryo so consistently and it's such a large AoE. It's really nice. But not only that, her talent right here, The Celestial Shower grants 20% cryo damage bonus to active party members in the AoE, so that directly helps Ayaka be able to output more damage. The reason why Ayaka is really nice on this team for me is because her elemental burst, the cost of it is 80, so we can get the resolve stacks back a little bit quicker. It has some nice cryo application as well, and she's able to do a little bit of damage on her own as well. Now, these two work really well together, and then I have the Raiden Shogun, who's just going to be applying the Superconduct once we get all of that going. But we have Xingqiu here as well, and the reason Xingqiu is so good is because we can apply the wet status, so that way when we start dropping down all this cryo, we're freezing the enemies as long as they can be frozen, and then we're getting a bit of a shield, a bit of healing, and we get the rain swords, so we can keep the hydro application going on pretty consistently, and we get some extra damage going off. So now we have electro charge, we have Superconduct, we're having some good elemental reactions. But not only that, what I totally forgot, and why this works out for me pretty good, is because if we take a look at the elemental resonance and we take a look at the cryo, the affected by electro for 40% less time, and then increases crit rate against opponents that are frozen or affected by cryo by 15%. This is where I stated earlier I have a pseudo solution for my crit rate problem. Now, of course, this isn't ideal, and I'm half joking, half not. But if the opponents are able to be frozen, then I can increase my crit rate by 15%. And it just kind of is one of those things that help me out for the time being until I can get an artifact where I can get my crit rate up a little bit higher. Now, once again, this isn't ideal, and of course you want to get the crit rate up higher by your artifacts, but I was like, this is pretty funny. This actually works out for me kind of well. And now, normally I don't like showcasing over here just because there's, you know, multiple phases. It kind of takes a long time, but there's a couple of reasons why. First and foremost, we can freeze the enemy so we can take a look at that increased crit rate. And then secondly, I need the materials for my Xingqiu, so it's kind of like knocking out two birds with one stone. I just have to remember that I don't have Zhongli on my team. I've been using Zhongli for so long now that sometimes I forget I have to move around and be a little more mobile, so gotta make sure I do that. But goal here is to freeze the enemies, get that increased crit rate, and see if we can take advantage of that. So let me actually take out my Raiden Shogun. Let me go and do this here. Let me go ahead and mobilize a little bit, freeze them up. And then let me take out Ganyu so I can pop down a taunt. Oh my goodness, I drew a blank there for a second. I'm over here too focused about these crabs moving on me. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at these guys here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Oceanid at all. Alright, let's do this. Do that. You know, Xingqiu is not going to be much of a factor here. The only thing I would be using Xingqiu for is to get some elemental skills off. Oh my goodness, I got hit and I thought I had my elemental skill ready. There we go. Okay. And while they're frozen, we can do that. Okay, not bad, not bad. I'm trying to get my ulti for my Raiden Shogun, so let's see if we can get that going here. Yeah, it's just too many phases, knocking out of the field, the squares. Not. All right, let me do this. Okay, let me do this. Let me go and do this here. Nice. Alright, and then lets my Ayaka hit a little bit harder. Yeah, I really like this. And you can see, there's the coordinated attacks. You can see them going off right now with the Ganyu ult. This is actually pretty pogs, man. I'm not going to lie. Pretty pogs with that ult is actually really good. Really, really good. Alright, I don't know why I just did that. For some reason, I thought I was doing his ult. I don't know why I thought that was something else. Alright, let me do this. Let me do that. Let me drop that down, double it up, and I'm just gonna ulti this guy. Please tell me I hit. I totally missed, didn't I? I totally missed, didn't I? I hate it here. Get out of the way. Okay. But you can see with the coordinated attacks, it actually works out really, really nice. And that's something that I really enjoy. I forgot to mention that with Hu Tao as well. With her Blood Blossom attacks, when I was showcasing the Hu Tao team, with her Blood Blossom attacks, the coordinated attacks work on that also. So every Blood Blossom tick, you get that going also, which is something that's really nice. I totally forgot to mention that in my last one. I'm gonna do that. Get the rain swords going. Drop down another one of these guys. Come here, bird. And let me do this. Alright. And yeah, that's basically it. Let me see. if we try it on somebody else. Okay, so I just remembered these guys over here, so I was like, let's see if we can get this going now. Hopefully I don't die. I'm gonna heal up real quick. Heal up my Akka as well. Let me get all these guys woken up here. And I totally forgot about them. So let's go ahead and get these guys going. And is this guy? Nope, he's down and out already. Alright, so let's try this out. Oh, you can get hit while... I didn't know that. Alright, well, good to know. Alright, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get the rain swords going. Let's get them all focused on the flowers. Flowers up. Oh, no. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, let me get in the middle of you guys. Let me do this. Okay, I saw 170 something. I got the ulti back, by the way. Alright, I'm going to drop down this ulti here. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I totally forgot about these guys over here, but I'm like, I can freeze these guys. So let's try it out. That is the video today. Once again, this is just a fun team that I found by accident that I wanted to try together and see how they worked, and they actually work out really well. And I know it's niche, needing to enemies to be frozen, and you can't really do that in all scenarios to be able to get that increased crit rate. But I thought it was funny how that kind of helps my crit rate problem just a little bit. I'm going to still be farming those artifacts, making sure I do the domain and get proper crit rate on her, so that way we can have her at the best possible situation. But I wanted to share this with you guys, and always want to share future teams that I find that I think would work out well with the Raiden Shogun. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.